Hey Gemini, this is Perrymore Tarot's weekend reading from July 8th through the 10th, 2022. This is for Gemini. Last shuffle for Gemini here. Gemini, we have great achievement and we have healing light. Well, I mean, that's an achievement in and of itself when you finally see things for what they are and it makes you feel better to just relieve to know, regardless of how bad it is. I always see the healing light as something really, it's really jacked up usually because you see it. It's like you finally have clarity, and it could be a jacked up situation, but it's like at least I know. Like, gosh, for the love of everything, I finally have clarity. Like you just want to know. Yeah, well, Two of Swords and the Devil here. This is about freeing yourself. I think you freed yourself from some sort of mental restriction. It was like something that may have had you stuck. You may not have understood why you didn't have all the answers, or you didn't have any clarity, so it was difficult for you to make a move. You may have wanted to make a move, or may want to, and you know what I mean, were maybe weighing out your options so much so that you couldn't. But then with the Devil here, this is about freeing yourself because the healing light is here. So Six of Pentacles would definitely, with the healing light, I mean, and the Eight of Swords, this is about seeing that you probably put a lot of energy into your own demise in some way, right? Which is hard to look at. It's hard for anyone to see. That's why it's a healing light, because it may be jacked up. Like in this situation for you, the jacked up part is I put myself here. Some people is like, oh yeah, I did. Okay, well, moving on. But for you, that was like, for this to be a healing light, it was like, dang. But then it's like, well, good. At least it's a problem I can solve. Right? And it's very good because if it's in your control, you can solve it. So then realizing it's you or something like that, right? That it only can, and the only way that it is yours. Excuse me, getting over something, but is that with the Eight of Swords, this means that you may have sabotaged it by overthinking things, right? When you overthink things, you operate out of worst case scenario energy. So that you're thinking the worst, right? You're like, if this is going on, oh, I'm matching energy on that. And may have been wrong. And so that's where you're going. Maybe, I could have done this a little differently. And there may be an ending here, some sort of very painful ending with this Eight of Swords and Two of Swords, right? It's because maybe, right? Because of it, or something, or even it causing you to feel betrayal, or in some way, right? But the great achievement is that I think that it's important that you freed yourself from maybe operating out of fear. Actually, just fear making you not see. You just couldn't see things clearly, right? And addicted to always coming out on top. It's like an energy of like, I'm always going to come out on top. And freeing yourself from that energy too, because it's a lot of times I think people think being right is important, but being happy is even more, in some regard. And some people are right to the point where they're, they find themselves alone. You're right, but you're by yourself. And I think that's like what this is showing is like, I'm freeing myself from this feeling of feeling like I have to always come out on top, and, operating out of fear. And the fear always causes so much confusion that it's hard to make a decision. A creative endeavor with the Tower and the Ace of Cups is, very interesting because it looks like a new beginning. There's some sort of new beginning that, or a new something's coming up, and it kind of throws everything off. It's like some kind of life-changing, earth-shattering thing. Maybe a meeting with a person. It could be with the Ace of Cups. Cups is emotion and love and all that stuff. But this looks like a renewal of hope and peace, like overflowing hope. And that may come from just realizing this about yourself, or realizing that maybe you put a lot of energy into worst case scenario, or thinking just maybe in your head a lot, and realizing that, and maybe that is like when that hits you, because the Tower oftentimes is just like an epiphany. And maybe this epiphany, right? It's like causes you to just a renewal of hope, just excitement. Okay, and that's what I'm seeing here. And new supportive connections, Three of Pentacles, and the Magician. Honestly, things are going to go so well for you. It looks like there's going to be a lot of, gosh, a lot of things accomplished, but also there's, gosh, with the new supportive connections, there may be some sort of like a small dose of fear that you're being manipulated, or that it's like you are very cautious when dealing with people. It's like you may be trying to make sure, again, once again, with the Magician and Three of Pentacles, that they are not taking advantage of you. You're still trying to free yourself of this energy of always wanting to come out on top, and not wanting to let go of that spot. You know, I'm the best. I'm on top. I'm not gonna. You know, I don't want to. Not even that I'm the best. Yeah, well, yeah, because I mean the Empress is the best in some regards, but this looks like that. Like there's gonna be connections in your life. There already are, and you may not trust it. And the Magician a lot of times means believing in oneself, but when it comes to the devil all connecting with all of this, it's like, I don't know if I can trust. And so that's still that energy of needing to free yourself of, if you always need to be on top, that means that you're always feeling like you have to maintain it, watch other people, you know what I mean, mistrust things. So that's another energy that I'm seeing that you just probably, you're going to be freed of this weekend. That's a very good thing, of course, right? Because who wants to constantly be on edge, or you know what I mean? But there's a lot of things working in your favor here, okay? So the healing light is to see that you're in control of this. That the best thing to do, not match energy with other people at all, because the way that you're seeing things may cause you to match energy in a way that is like worst case scenario. They're acting like this, or they're this way. You may be overreacting because of that, because of the worst case scenario energy. So they're just saying, listen, yeah, don't do that. Focus more on freeing yourself of this energy, going with the flow more than not, right? Because the devil keeps you from going with the flow, and so this is freeing yourself. All right, so I'm seeing a beautiful thing going on here. All right, if you the signs also that you could be dealing with is Scorpio. All right, and Capricorn, and we have Taurus. We even have a little Libra. So it may not be those signs, but that's what's here. It could be in your chart. All right, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.